In every school, there are stories. Some filled with joy, some with sorrow, and some that can chill your bones. We've all heard whispers of eerie occurrences, inexplicable incidents that defy logic and reason, places where the veil between the ordinary and the extraordinary seems to thin, revealing a realm that sends shivers down the spine. These tales are not for the faint-hearted. They are true accounts shared by those who've experienced them firsthand. Each story is distinct, yet they're all bound by a common thread: the unnerving reality that such occurrences have indeed taken place within the four walls of an institution meant for learning and growth. Today, we delve into the unsettling. We traverse the halls of high schools, where laughter and learning often intertwine with the inexplicable and eerie. These are not your typical high school memories. They are glimpses into the unknown, the unexplained, the unsettling. So brace yourself, for we are about to dive into 3 true high school horror stories. Our first tale takes us to a seemingly ordinary school where something sinister lurked in the shadows. Imagine, if you will, a school not unlike many others, a place of learning, laughter, and camaraderie. But beneath the mundane exterior, a chilling tale was about to unfold. The school was like any other, with its sprawling playground, towering buildings, and long, winding corridors. However, there was one hallway that was different. It was always dim, even in the bright light of day, and it had a certain coldness that was impossible to ignore. This particular hallway was the setting of our story. It was known among the students for its eerie atmosphere. Whispers of strange occurrences and unexplained events had long been associated with it. But it was the shadow that really sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to walk its length. The shadow was not always there. It would appear at random, often when a person was alone in the hallway. It was an unsettling sight, a formless dark figure that seemed to lurk in the corner of one's eye. The moment you would turn to look at it directly, it would vanish, leaving behind a lingering sense of dread. The story begins with a student. Let's call him Alex. Alex was a typical teenager, more interested in sports and video games than ghost stories. However, one day, as he was walking down the hallway, he saw it, the shadow. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him, but when he turned around, there it was, standing tall and menacing. He could feel its presence, a heavy, oppressive feeling that made his heart pound and his hair stand on end. At first, Alex was ridiculed. His friends laughed at his story, dismissing it as a figment of his overactive imagination, but soon others began to see it too. More and more students reported seeing the shadow in the hallway. The laughter and ridicule soon turned into fear and apprehension. Even the bravest among them started avoiding that hallway, preferring to take the longer route to their classes. The school administration remained skeptical, attributing the sightings to mass hysteria. They insisted it was nothing more than a trick of light, perhaps a reflection from a nearby window. But no matter how they tried to explain it, the shadow persisted. It became a part of the school's lore, a chilling story shared among the students, a dark figure that haunted their dreams. The shadow in the hallway was never caught on camera. It never appeared when there were adults around, and it seemed to vanish the moment anyone tried to capture it. It remained elusive, a phantom that lurked in the shadows, unseen yet always felt. The fear and the mystery around the shadow grew with each passing day. It was the subject of countless sleepovers and late-night discussions. Some students claimed it was the spirit of a former student, while others speculated it was a dark entity feeding off their fear. The theories were many, but the truth remained elusive. Eventually, time moved on. The students graduated, new ones took their place, and the story of the shadow in the hallway became a legend. A ghost story told to scare the newbies. But those who had seen it knew it was more than just a story. For them, it was a chilling reminder of the unknown, a shadowy figure that lurked in the corners of their memory. In the end, the shadow in the hallway remained an unsolved mystery, a chilling reminder of the unknown. Before we delve into our next story, if you're enjoying these chilling tales, remember to give a thumbs up and share this video. It's the little things like these that keep the blood flowing and the heart pounding in the shadowy corridors of our storytelling. Your likes are the flickering candles that illuminate the darkest corners of our narratives. They guide us, affirming that we're on the right path. And your shares? They're the echoes in the vast halls, reaching out to other brave souls who dare to tread where many fear. Sharing our stories is akin to gathering around a crackling fire, exchanging whispers of the unknown, the uncanny, and the unexplained. So, if you find yourself engrossed, entranced, or even a little unnerved, don't hesitate. Click that like button, share this video, and become a vital part of our journey into the realms of the eerie and the unsettling. Your support fuels our storytelling. It's the heartbeat of our channel, and we appreciate every like, every share, every comment. So, don't forget, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, show us some love. Now, let's venture into our next tale. Our next story takes us to a classroom, room 303, where students encountered a ghostly presence. Imagine, if you will, an ordinary school classroom. Room 303, to be exact. It's filled with the usual paraphernalia: desks, chairs, a chalkboard, and of course, students. But there's something else in this room, something that doesn't belong. Something unnatural. This story begins with a group of students who were staying late for an after-school study session. The sun had just set, and the room was bathed in the soft glow of the overhead lights. Outside, the wind was howling, setting the trees to shivering and casting eerie shadows through the windows. As the students settled into their studies, they began to hear strange noises. A rustling of papers, a tapping on the windows, a soft whispering sound that seemed to come from nowhere. At first, they dismissed it as the wind. But as the sounds grew louder and more distinct, they couldn't ignore it any longer. One by one, the students turned to look towards the back of the room, where the noises seemed to be coming from. What they saw froze them in their tracks. A figure, transparent and shimmering, was standing by the last row of desks. It was a woman dressed in old-fashioned clothes, her face obscured by a veil. The ghostly figure didn't move or speak. She simply stood there, as if waiting for something, or perhaps someone. The students sat frozen in fear, their eyes wide and their hearts pounding. They could hardly believe what they were seeing. Now, you might think this was a prank or a hallucination, but every single student in that room saw the same thing. They all described the ghostly figure in the same way, down to the smallest detail. And they weren't the only ones. Over the years, many others have reported seeing the same figure in room 303. Teachers, janitors, even the school principal all have stories to tell about the ghost of room 303. The woman in the veil has become a part of the school's lore, a chilling piece of its history that continues to haunt those who dare to enter the room. Who is she? Why is she haunting room 303? These are questions that remain unanswered. Some say she's a former teacher who died tragically. Others believe she's a former student forever tethered to the room where she spent so many hours studying. But the truth is, no one knows for sure. What we do know is that the ghost of room 303 is very real. She's been seen by dozens of people, all of whom have no reason to lie or make up stories. She's become a part of the school's identity, a chilling reminder of the unseen world that exists just beyond our perception. So the next time you find yourself in a classroom after dark, listen closely. Do you hear a rustling of papers? A tapping on the window? A soft whispering sound? If you do, you might just be sharing the room with a ghostly presence. The ghost of room 303 continues to haunt those who dare to enter, a chilling piece of the school's history. What do you think about these stories? Have you experienced anything similar in your school? It's fascinating, isn't it? How schools, places of learning and growth, can also harbor such eerie tales. Perhaps you felt a chill while walking alone down a hallway. Or maybe you've heard strange voices in an empty classroom. If you have, we want to hear about it. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts, your reactions, and yes, your own high school horror stories. Your experiences are crucial to this conversation. They add depth to these narratives and bring a real-world dimension to what we're discussing. So don't hesitate. Share your story, share your perspective. We're all ears, eager to listen and learn from what you have to tell us. We'd love to hear your stories. Now, on to our final tale. Our final story is about a student, Jane Doe, whose mysterious disappearance still haunts the school. Jane was an ordinary student, just like any other, but her life took a sudden turn that would forever etch her name in the annals of the school's eerie legends. Jane was known for her cheerful demeanor and her love for art. She was a regular sight in the school's art room, often staying late into the evening to finish her projects. But one fateful day, Jane didn't return from school. Her parents, worried sick, reached out to the school and her friends, but no one had seen her after school hours. The last person to see Jane was her art teacher, who recalled Jane working on a painting late that afternoon. She left the art room, promising to return the next day to complete her masterpiece. But the next day came, and Jane was nowhere to be found. The school was thrown into a frenzy. Search parties were organized, and the local police were involved. They combed through every inch of the school and the surrounding areas, but Jane had seemingly vanished into thin air. The art room became a focal point of the investigation, her unfinished painting standing as a silent witness to her inexplicable disappearance. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. But the mystery of Jane Doe's disappearance remained unsolved. Her empty desk in the classroom, her locker with her belongings still inside, and her unfinished painting in the art room all served as chilling reminders of the student who once was. Over the years, rumors began to circulate around the school. Some claimed to have seen Jane's ghost wandering the art room, forever trying to finish her painting. Others whispered about a shadowy figure seen near the school on the night of her disappearance. But these remained mere conjectures, stories spun by the imaginative minds of students. Despite the passage of time, Jane's story continues to haunt the school. Her disappearance has left a void that no one can fill, a mystery that no one can solve. It serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, the unpredictability of fate, and the enduring power of a story left unfinished. Jane Doe's disappearance remains a chilling mystery, a haunting memory in the school's history. Her story is a testament to the fact that sometimes the scariest stories are not those of ghosts and ghouls, but those of real people and their inexplicable fates. As we walk the corridors of this school, we can't help but feel the lingering presence of Jane Doe, forever etched in its history. These were 3 true high school horror stories, tales that remind us of the unknown lurking around us. From the shadowy figure haunting the hallways, to the chilling ghost of room 303, and the unsettling disappearance of Jane Doe, each story carries a unique sense of dread and mystery. They serve as eerie reminders of the strange and unexplainable events that can occur in places as ordinary as our schools. These tales may have unsettled you, and perhaps even made you question the reality you know. They tease the curiosity within us and encourage us to delve deeper into the unknown. If these stories have sparked your interest, there are countless more out there waiting to be told. And so we invite you to join us on this thrilling journey. Subscribe to our channel and give this video a like if you enjoyed these spine-chilling tales. Share it with your friends who also revel in the thrill of the unknown. Remember, if you enjoy being thrilled and chilled, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more horrifying tales. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.